This morning in our ongoing County to County series, we're looking ahead to the 2022 midterms and shining a light on Pennsylvania. That state helped put President Biden over the top in the 2020 election, and it's expected to play a big role this year as well. One county everyone is watching is Luzerne County, a longtime Democratic stronghold. In 2016, former President Trump flipped that county red, and he held on to it again in the last election. And NBC News Now correspondent Dasha Burns is in Luzerne County this morning, where voters have a lot to say. Dasha, good morning. So give us a sense of how voters there are feeling and what are their biggest concerns.
Joe, to quote Mr. James Carville, it's the economy, stupid. I mean, it really, really is here in Luzerne County. This is an area that relies on oil and gas, on trucking and transportation, all industries that have really been disrupted by inflation and by supply chain issues. You know, I was just inside this gas station here talking to Norb Dotzel, who lives just down the street. He owns a trucking and topsoil business. He was delivering salt. Salt has become harder to get, and it's more expensive, and you may or may not be able to tell. It's snowing. It's been snowing a lot here this week. They need that salt to treat the roads. I mean, everywhere you turn here in Luzerne County, you're hearing stories of prices going up and basics being just so much harder to get. I want to introduce you to one of the voters we've been talking to here, Bruce Fine. He owns a construction business here in Luzerne County, and he has been really struggling to get his hands on things that he's never had issues finding before. Take a listen to what he told me.
Because of the disruption in supply chain and everything else, we're ordering stuff 3-4 months ahead of time just to have it when we need it. Sometimes I wonder if it's all worth it to keep building. Lumber was at a low back in August when we bid, just say this house, for instance. It was $380 per 1,000 board foot. When it comes out of the bank, the foundation goes in, we order the material. It's roughly $13,000 more just for the framing material than it was in August.
Wow.
We have to pass some costs on to our customers.
Yeah, Joe, business owners I've been talking to around here have just been tearing their hair out. I also met Bruce's fiance, Jennifer. They've got a 14-year-old boy at home. She says grocery prices are through the roof. It's hitting families all across the board here, Joe.
So, Dasha, those are key issues. What are they saying specifically about President Biden now, exactly 1 year into his administration?
Well, look, you heard his press conference last night. A lot of talk about these very issues, prices at the pump, empty grocery store shelves. And look, there are a lot of complicated factors playing into this current economic state right now. But the reality is the sitting president often takes the heat when it comes to this stuff. And that is certainly the case here. I mean, Luzerne County, the reason Democrats lost this county is largely because of these economic issues. And now it's the working class, the blue collar voters, the union voters here that are being hit really hard by all of these things that we're talking about. And they feel like the president isn't focused enough on the economic situation. I want you to hear from Ed Button. His family has run an energy business here in Luzerne for decades now, and he has some things to say to President Biden. Take a listen.
Our biggest issues right now is cost. Driver, labor, payroll has all exploded due to the lack of labor around. We're constantly searching for more drivers every day. We've never hired this many drivers in our life. There's lots of different things that can be done to help fix it, increase payloads and different things like that. But they're not looking at any of that. They're just saying, oh, drivers are short, it's COVID. Oh, trucks are short, it's COVID. That's their fallback on everything.
Who's they?
The administration.
Look, Joe, obviously the president has been talking about this, but voters here, they want to hear more. They want to hear solutions. They understand that it's complicated, but they really want to hear the president talk about these sort of small, practical, very real issues that they're facing here, and really hear him talk to the people about these kinds of things, Joe.
Which may explain why the president is resetting his strategy a little bit, trying to speak more directly to those folks. All right,
Yeah.
Dasha, thanks so much for your reporting. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.